Our Lady of Lourdes. The setting is bleak and unforgiving, the rocky, gray landscape surrounding the grotto of Massabielle. This is less a picturesque cave and more a crude, moss-covered scar in the hillside, damp and shadowed. Bernadette, small and bundled against the chill, sits on a stone by the stream, struggling with the laces of her worn boots. The two other girls, Toinette and Jean, are small, restless figures in the background, impatiently scanning the ground for fallen wood. The air is heavy with the smell of wet earth and cold, wood smoke-tinged air. Then it happens. Her gaze fixes, not on the stream or the trees, but on a dark, high niche in the rock wall of the grotto, a space so black and uninviting it should harbor nothing but shadows. Suddenly, that niche is flooded with an inexplicable warm light, not harsh like the sun, but a gentle, enveloping glow. The light resolves into a figure, a young, incredibly beautiful woman, floating just above the muddy ground. Her gown is the brilliant, impossible white of fresh snow, stark against the dark stone. A deep blue sash is tied around her waist, and two small, golden roses seem to bloom on her bare feet. She is holding a rosary, its beads an immaculate white, its chain a shimmering gold. Her expression is utterly serene, a faint, welcoming smile that seems to hold all the peace in the world. Bernadette drops her boot, forgetting the cold, clutching her own worn, wooden rosary. She is lost to the world, praying with silent devotion to the beautiful, silent apparition. The scene shifts back to the grotto, but the atmosphere is different. There are now a handful of spectators, a few curious women, their shawls pulled tight, and perhaps a skeptical man or two. They stand a respectful, yet gossiping, distance from the entrance, their eyes fixed on Bernadette. She is kneeling, her back straight, a small, solitary figure facing the vast, dark rock. She clutches a bottle of holy water, her hand slightly shaking, as she performs the brave, challenging test of faith. When the lady appears, the crowd sees only the dark, empty niche, yet they can see the effect on Bernadette. Her face, previously etched with caution, now softens into an expression of pure, radiant joy. Her eyes, wide and unblinking, are locked on the point in the rock. As the lady motions for her to draw closer, Bernadette crawls forward slowly, confidently, until she is directly under the niche, bathed in an unseen light. She begins the rosary, her lips moving silently, her face a living mask of piety and profound inner peace. The onlookers shift uneasily, their skepticism warring with the sheer, magnetic power of her unfeigned trance. They see no lady, but they can see a girl utterly transformed. The scene is now a mass of people. Hundreds of the curious and the devoted fill the area before the grotto. The officials, Commissioner Jacomet, stern and clean-shaven, and Dr. Dozas, watchful and thoughtful, stand on the periphery, a contrast to the rustic, praying crowd. Bernadette is kneeling right at the front, pressed in by the multitude, but she seems to notice none of them. The lady's voice, though only heard by the girl, causes a sudden, dramatic shift in her demeanor. The lady has spoken, instructing her to find a spring. Bernadette immediately turns, ignoring the incredulous cries of the crowd, and scrambles on her hands and knees to the very back, muddy floor of the grotto. She begins to dig fiercely into the wet, thick earth with her bare hands, a strange and frantic act that silences the onlookers. At first, her fingers turn up only slimy mud and pebbles. She scoops this thin, brown liquid to her mouth and smears it on her face, a clear act of obedience, however illogical. But then, as she persists, the crowd gasps collectively. From the hole, slowly at first, then with increasing strength, a stream of clear, clean water begins to well up, bubbling over the rough stones and turning the mud into a flowing pool. It is a sudden, physical manifestation that even the hardest skeptic cannot deny. Dr. Dozas steps forward, a look of profound astonishment on his face, drawn to the impossible birth of the spring from the barren earth. The setting is now transformed by the spring. The grotto has become a sacred site. As Bernadette kneels, she repeats the lady's solemn call for penance, her voice strained with emotion. Following the unseen instruction, she dramatically throws herself face down onto the rough, cold ground, a complete and total gesture of humble submission. Many in the crowd are weeping now, moved to tears by the depth of her devotion, and some copy her, kneeling and kissing the earth themselves. Later, the scene focuses on the wild rose bush, a scrubby, dormant plant clinging to the rock face, lifeless in the late winter. Again, Bernadette kneels, this time by the bush, kissing the ground. In an instant, a burst of impossible, vibrant color flares on the dark rock. The bush bursts into a full lush bloom of deep red and velvet pink roses, fragrant and perfect, defying the season. The crowd sees this floral miracle, a clear, tangible sign of the lady's presence, silencing the last of the overt doubts. All eyes are on Bernadette as she poses the direct question to the apparition. She is weary from the weeks of scrutiny, but her plea for the lady's name is urgent and sincere. The lady, framed in the niche, offers her final powerful gesture. Slowly, deliberately, she raises her hands to her breast, joining them in prayer, and then lowers them as she looks heavenward. Her face radiates a new, profound, and ineffable purity. The moment she speaks the name, "I am the Immaculate Conception," the sound cuts through the silence like a bolt of lightning. The camera pulls in close on the face of Father Paramale. His eyes, which have held skepticism and impatience for weeks, suddenly widen with a look of shock, conviction, and dawning awe. The complexity of the phrase, a recent, high-level theological decree, on the lips of the illiterate peasant girl is the final, undeniable proof. He stands transfixed, knowing the true identity of the beautiful lady. The grotto is now out of reach, fenced off and guarded, forcing the few remaining devoted to kneel across the rushing, dark waters of the Gave River. The scene is intimate and quiet. Bernadette is there alone, or with just a few of the faithful, looking across the vast distance. Despite the physical barrier, the joy on her face suggests the lady is there once more. The vision is described as being more radiant than ever, a final, full manifestation of glory. She closes her eyes, committing the image to her heart, the profound peace of the last 6 months settling on her features. The spring, meanwhile, flows powerfully, a bright, silver ribbon of water in the night. The story fades not on a single miracle, but on the enduring monument that the spring and the grotto have become. We are left with the image of Saint Bernadette, the small peasant girl who defied the world's logic with her unwavering faith. The final vision faded, but the story of Lourdes was only just beginning. Today, that humble, damp grotto is transformed into one of the world's most powerful beacons of hope. Picture the scene now. It is not a cold, lonely cave, but a place teeming with life and profound purpose. Thousands upon thousands gather daily, forming a vast, quiet sea of faces, the healthy alongside the desperately ill. The miraculous spring, once a trickle of mud, now flows as a powerful, crystal-clear river, filling the massive baths where the sick seek healing. We see the faces of people transformed, not always by a physical cure, but by a sudden, overwhelming conversion of the heart, a release from despair, a profound healing of the soul. The stories of Lourdes are not just about water and light, they are about human resilience, sacrifice, and faith. They speak of the doctor who first scoffed and later became a devotee, the priest who doubted and then affirmed, and the countless pilgrims who arrived burdened and departed transformed. The simple message received by an illiterate peasant girl, penance, prayer, and hope, has created a marvelous, enduring sanctuary, a testament to the power of the divine and the enduring truth of a miracle that continues to unfold every single day. Lourdes remains an eternal wellspring, curing bodies, mending minds, and forever changing the course of human hearts.